We are now going to proceed and design our database. So we are going to create the database for our blog articles, whereby we are going to define some various fields and some various tables. So let us see what our tables will contain. So we open our VS Code. Then under blog app folder, we have models.py. We have models.py file. So here we are going to define some different tables. So one of the table, we want to be adding categories dynamically. So we need to define a categories table. So the way to do that, we call a class, then categories. We inherit from models dot model. Sorry, here we have a full stop. Then we just need one name here, models dot child field. Child field takes max length. Let's have max length of about 50. We also need to have it unique. We don't want to have two categories under one name, so we have unique, true. Then the next, we can also add a definition here. We define str. Self dot name. But in this case, let's first of all comment this one out. We are going to see where it will apply. Then the next thing, we need to define a model that will hold these data. So what we need to do, we need to check on each and every data item that we have. So let's see. So what we have, let's define a class. Let's call it blogs models dot model. Then the first field should be the title. We see we have a title here, so let's define a title. We have it as models dot child field. Let's have a max length of say 100. Then the next thing will be we can have the author. Let's because if we happen to create some 2-3 accounts for authors of these articles, at least we need to know who wrote what article. So we can also define an author, models dot foreign key. Now that this author will be a user who is already authenticated, let's give them this user. Then when you use a foreign key, you need to define what happens when this user is deleted. So there are usually two choices. One of them is model on delete. We have models dot cascade. So what this means, if you delete a user, all the blog articles they have written in the past will be deleted alongside that user. The other option can be do nothing. We have do nothing. So this will leave the blogs when deleting the user, or rather the blogs that are related to the user. So in this case, let's use once the user is deleted, delete their blog articles as well. Then we also have content. We have models dot text field. So in this case, I want us to use a special type of text field. Let me just call it that, because what happens with this type of text field, you are only able to import paragraphs without a provision of applying some text on them and all that. Or if there is a way of applying text on them, you'll need to apply some HTML and CSS inline styling. So instead of that, we are going to use a type of text field, but this is from a third party. It's from a third party dependency known as rich text field, and we have that. So for us to be able to use that, we need to do an importation here, and it's from ckeditor.fields import rich text field. So we also need to do an installation of pip. So the way to do that will be pip or pip install Django ckeditor. Pip install Django ckeditor. Let's give it some time to complete. All right, in less than just some few seconds, it has completed. So let's start our development server again. All right, so the next thing will be adding the ckeditor application under application. So under the installed apps, what we need to do, we need to add ckeditor. All right, then save that. So still under models, we proceed. After adding the content entry, we also need to have date. We need to know when a certain article was created. So what we have models dot date time field. Then we can have this one added automatically by adding these clause auto now add true. Right, then the next thing will be, we want an image as well. We want to store an image, this image here. So we can have image and have models dot image field. So we also need to have upload to, and we can talk of uploads. Then the next field will be, if we click, okay, now that we are in the blog's homepage, we want to click on this title and get the full information of that page. So we need a record that will store that URL that will take us to the new blog details. So what we need to do, we need to have a record entry. Let's call it URL is equals to models dot slug field. Then we have, let's just have it as unique, true. So we don't have one blog or rather two blog articles sharing the same URL. Needs to be unique. Then we can also consume the categories that we created here. So let us have, let's name it category. Category is equals to models dot foreign key. Models dot foreign key. Then let's consume categories here. Then on delete, can set it to true. Then what we need to do is that well, let's have it as it is. Right, let me see. Then we can also implement, or rather we can also design this table in such a way that for instance, if we want to be publishing one blog article per day. And it happens that we have free time at the moment, so we just want to have them in our dashboard, in our admin dashboard, without publishing. We can add another record. Let's call it is published. Then models dot boolean. This needs to be a boolean field by default. Let's call it true. So with this type of record, we will be able to filter only the records that we have authorized to be published. If this is set to false, then that unpublishes the blog article. We are going to see how that works. Then the next class will be, we also want to work with comments. We want users to be commenting on our blog articles. So let's have class comment. So you have models. Then the first thing that we need to reference is the blog, from which blog article were the comments made. So we have blogs, that is models.foreign key. Then we reference blogs. Then on delete, remember to add an on delete tag, models.cascade. Then the other one is the name. This should be the name of the one commenting, of the user who wants to leave a comment. So models.childfield. Let's have a max length of about 50. We believe no name will go beyond that. Then for the email, we need to go by models.email field. Then let's have a max length of say 100. We also have the record of the message or the comment that that is left by the user. So let's have models.text field. And the other thing, we also need to check it's approved. We also need to approve comments, because some comments can be annoying or inappropriate. So we need to filter those and either delete them or first hold them before having them published automatically. So that should be a boolean field and set to false. Then we also need to have a date when the comment was made. So let's have models.date time field. Then auto now, it should be true. So basically that's how to define our database. So let me just add some few fields here. We will leave them disabled, but we will come back and enable them to see their importance. So here let's have self.title. Then for this particular one, let me just copy paste this one. It should be, let me just have message, have it disabled, or rather commented out, have it commented out. So that's how to design our database. These classes will help us hold the data that we want for our blog articles. So let us now proceed and see how to customize our admin page. We're also going to do the migrations and start writing blogs.